When it comes to the most powerful mutants in the Marvel Universe, there are a few that stand above the rest. One of the most iconic is Wanda Maximoff, otherwise known as the Scarlet Witch. Created by both Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, Wanda made her first appearance in X-Men number 4 in 1964. Her introduction in the story shows her getting into an altercation with fellow team member, the illusionist known as Mastermind, where he tells her that he likes her spunk and that he intends to make her his bride. Wanda, of course, wants nothing to do with him, and her brother Quicksilver intervenes before things escalate. At the time, both her and Quicksilver weren't seen as, how should I say, as much of hardcore villains as Magneto was. Even though they were among his group, the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, both Wanda and Quicksilver didn't share in Magneto's ideologies and were only there because of obligation. In this issue, it is revealed through a flashback that Magneto had saved both of them from an angry mob that wanted to kill Wanda for burning down their village with their powers. It is because of this event that Wanda got her name. With all the villagers not knowing what a mutant was, they referred to her as a witch. And in Magneto's mind, for his heroic actions, he believes that the two are forever in his debt. This whole obligation thing would later change as Wanda continues to see how evil Magneto is. This, combined with a battle with the X-Men, where the team shows Quicksilver compassion, leads to both of them quitting the Brotherhood and returning to their home in Europe. This didn't last, however, and both Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver found themselves joining the Avengers. They were introduced into the story when Stan Lee decided to remove all the heroes except for Captain America and replace them with villains from other comics. Both Wanda and Quicksilver were added, along with Hawkeye, whom also was a villain at the time. The four of them became known as Cap's Kooky Quartet. Awesome name, huh? But it did serve as Wanda's introduction into the Avengers, which she is mostly associated with. This would eventually lead to a relationship with fellow Avenger teammate, the Vision. Now, during the run of Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, Wanda's powers weren't really well defined. Basically, it was just said that the character had hex powers, which pretty much meant that she could make random things occur. Kind of like, if the plot called for it, she could do something to solve the problem. However, later on, her powers would change with different writers telling her story. At one point, Wanda learned how to use actual magic under the tutelage of Agatha Harkness. And further down the road, a different story revealed that Wanda has the ability to manipulate chaos magic. And yet, later on, her chaos magic would be retconned out and her powers became reality warping. But in a later story, this would be changed again to give her chaos magic back, but then further down the road, it was said that she has a type of mutant magic that has its origin in cosmic powers given to her by the High Evolutionary. Heesh! Yeah, kinda makes your head spin, doesn't it? Now, along with her powers, Wanda's backstory has changed a little bit over the years as well. In Giant Size Avengers number 4, released in 1974, it is revealed that both her and her brother were the children of Golden Age heroes the Wizard and Miss America. But in 1982, in the miniseries The Vision and Scarlet Witch, it is retconned that Magneto is now their biological father. You know, if I've learned one thing in all my years as a comic fan, is that retconning a character is as normal as Deadpool spouting a one-liner every other panel. It just happens. When it came time to put Wanda on the big screen, she was played by actress Elizabeth Olsen, to which, if you're a 90s kid, you'll probably know her as the younger sister of the Olsen twins. When it comes to the powers that she exhibits, in the movies, it seems like they picked a wide range of the powers she's shown in the comics, including hypnosis, telekinesis, and energy manipulation. However, it seems that we will be seeing some of her reality warping powers in WandaVision being released soon. The story of Vision actually begins with another Vision long before he was created. I know that sounds weird, but let me explain. Originally, when Stan Lee and Roy Thomas wanted to add a new character to the Avengers, Thomas wanted to include the Golden Age Vision, whom was a character appearing in Marvel Mystery Comics back in the 40s, but Stan Lee wanted the new character to be an android. The two would ultimately come to a compromise and created an android that looked similar to the 1940s Vision. This new Vision would make his debut in Avengers number 57 in 1968. Originally, Thomas wanted his face to be white, to mirror his ghostly name, but through printing errors, it wouldn't come out correctly, so another color would have to be chosen. Since there was already a green character in the Hulk and blue characters with the Atlanteans, it was decided to make him red. Various people would compare Vision's logical nature to that of Star Trek's Spock. Thomas claimed that he wasn't familiar with Spock's character, and instead insisted that the personality Vision took the most from was Adam Link, a self-aware robot appearing in the Amazing Stories publications, whom coincidentally also kinda acted like Spock. Vision is a character with a wide range of powers. There are some common ones like super strength and agility, but he can also absorb the sun's energy through the solar gem on his forehead, which in the movies it's an infinity stone, and he can shoot this energy back in powerful blasts. He can also change his density so that he can levitate, and this can also make him ghost-like so he can phase through walls. In story, Vision was created by another artificial lifeform, Ultron 5. The reason? To destroy the Avengers. Because, you know, evil robot comic books. The Wasp is the first to encounter him and describes him as a Vision, which Vision then adopts the name. He then learns that the brain patterns of the superhero Wonder Man, whom at that time had been deceased, were used to give him consciousness. Luckily, the Avengers are able to convince Vision to turn on Ultron and join their team instead. Of course, in the movies his origins are a little bit different, with Jarvis's AI powering his mind instead of Wonder Man's, but the rest is pretty close to how it plays out in the comics, I guess with the exception of Ultron wanting to use his body as an upgrade. But actor Paul Bettany plays this part well, and I'm looking forward to what is going to happen to both him and Wanda in the upcoming WandaVision. Oh my gosh, can't wait!